Hello everyone, welcome on in to Susie Saves. I am Susie and today is our Transfer Tuesday video. So if you're new here, hello! My name is Susie. We do a lot of cash stuffing and zero-based budgeting here on the channel, but every Tuesday we stop and we look at our online accounts, some stuff that's just been running in the background that doesn't get highlighted in any other videos. So specifically for us, this is like retirement accounts as well as a brokerage account. And so we're going to go in there and look at the transfers that we did this week because I believe in adding to it every week to try and, dollar cost average and just make sure that it's growing and that it's on the forefront of our minds. And then we're going to go and see what I'm currently invested in. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial expert. This is just for transparency on the channel, as well as hopefully to get everyone excited about investing and wanting to do it for themselves. So let's dive on into it today. Here we go. Welcome on in to my online banking. If you look in the top left-hand corner there in bold, we have all of these accounts. There are 3 of them, 2 Roth IRAs and the cash management account. All of those total $42,576.59. This first one we're going to be looking at right now is my Roth IRA. I opened this when I was 18. Did not add much to it in the beginning years of my 20s, but last year I was able to fully max that out. And so we're hoping to do that again this year and then every year moving forward. So currently, that big bold number there that's circled for us is $34,840.88. That is how much is in this account today. So just shy of the 35,000 mark, which is fantastic. This has been growing really, really well. And I've been putting quite a bit of money in here. Like I said, we're trying to reach that $7,000 by the end of the year. I think I'm 1,000 shy of the contribution limit, so I'm actually hoping to wrap this up this month. I'll still do these Transfer Tuesday videos to see the growth, if we've had any dividends, or just kind of to make sure that we know what this is at, but I won't be contributing anymore because I'm not allowed. So we're going to go over just to the right of this green highlighted column to current value, and I'm going to run down the current value of this portfolio. So we have $4 in cash, $2,800 in VOX, $1,300 in Tesla, $3,200 in IVV, that's the iShares S&P 500, $1,200 in NVIDIA, almost $3,200 in KVX. This is Fidelity's target date fund. This one is mine, so they go up in increments of 5 years. I was born in 99, so I'm looking for one that's closest to the year that my Roth will open and be able for me to take out of. I believe that's 59.5 still, but I'm not super sure. So I put it into the Freedom Fidelity 2060 fund because I will be 61 at the time and I should be able to pull that out. This is just so that it's getting aggressive right now and then it'll get more conservative up until that 2060 date. So if you set that date like before you retire, then you're just not going to have an aggressive enough portfolio when you're younger. There's just not as long of a period to be aggressive, so I put it out there. It's a little bit later, so I could have done 2055, but I want to have those 5 extra years to have it kind of grow a little more. And then the big boy, VOO. I'm not a VOO for life person. I just really like it. So it's about half my portfolio, $17,500. I don't know. It's done really well for me, and I really like it, so it's in there. The global commodity stock FFGCX is at 700. VDC is almost at 1700. VIG is almost at 1500. VTI, this is kind of like VOO, so it's an index fund, but this is technology companies, which does happen to be a high amount of VOO as well, because like NVIDIA and Apple and Google, like those are the big players, and they're going to be in both of those categories. That's at 900, and then another 900 in Coke. So I do have a few individual stocks in here. I have Tesla, Nvidia, Coke as individual stocks, which some people are not pleased with. I am not a financial expert, okay? I'm just doing what I'm just trying to do my best. I'm not trying to like outpace the market or anything. I'm just trying to diversify, and I feel like I've done that. So I like my portfolio and it's mine. So do your own what you will. So next we're going to look at specifically what I did this week. Here is what I did this week. So at the bottom here, I contributed twice. This was because my paycheck ran late this week, pardon me. So I contributed late because I didn't know if that paycheck was going to come in on time. Because the stock market is only open like weekdays from like 9 to 5. Yes, miss, hello. Sorry. So I wanted to make sure that if the money wasn't going to come in until like Friday afternoon, like there wouldn't be the time to invest it. So it did come in Friday morning, so I was able to invest it. But you just never know sometimes. So I wanted to make sure that the math in my budget worked out before I committed to the full amount. It did, thank gosh. So I've added the $250 there. And then I spent it. So when you contribute, you have to then buy stock with it or it will not grow. So I bought $100 of VOO and then $150 of VIT. I think VOO was still down last week when I had bought it, but I'm not sure. It's just my preferred index fund, so I buy it a lot. And then I got 2 dividends this week. Holy moly, good job for us. About $9 from VDC and $7 from VOX. And then I have those to automatically invest. So they came in and then automatically just bought more of the stock that they were from. So that's good. I don't often have dividends this high. This year, my Roth has really blown up. So I'm not used to dividends this high. I'm more used to dividends between like $0 and $5 than like $5 and $10. So that is an exciting new thing that's been happening. And hopefully, if I reinvest it, it'll continue to happen. So next we're going to look at the cash management account. This is a brokerage account. It has $2,753.80. And we're going to run through it. It looks a little weird, but I do have explanations. First off, this has not been getting a lot of money towards it because we have not had a lot of extra funds to put towards it. It is not diversified at all, and I hate it. But we will be working on that as we get more money coming into here. So we have $1,000 in cash. This is the only part of our emergency fund that is attached to a card. So if we were out somewhere and we needed to swipe the card on some emergency, mostly for this, I think it would be like a car issue, like, oh, we need towing, or something where the person's going to ask for payment up front instead of just like, they're not going to tow your car and then ask you, like, you had to work out the logistics of it. Or if we're at the emergency vet and they need to perform surgery, that's what happened last time. They're going to ask for that payment up front. So this is cash in here that is available in case we need it. And it's actually been earning some money, so it's fine. And then Nvidia has about $200, VOO has about $1,500, and then Coke has about $100. So it needs diversified. It needs a few funds in here, but we just haven't had the money to do that. That is changing shortly, which is very exciting. But we'll talk about that in a minute. This week specifically, we added the $25 in here. I got a 3% raise last October. I decided any raises or stuff like that I would put into here, and so that is where that is going. And then I went around and put it on VOO. Like I said, I think VOO was down last week, and that's why I happened to buy a lot of it. So that is what I did. And last, this is actually not last, second to last, is my husband's Roth IRA. So I would have loved to contribute more to this, but we just got married this year. And you are not allowed to contribute to someone else's Roth IRA unless you're married to them or they're a dependent of you. I think you could put into your child's Roth IRA. But anyway, we were not married until the beginning of this year. So the years previous, I was able to fully max my Roth, but I was not able to touch his. He graduated college at the end of last year, got his first big person job in April. They provided a 401k, and then he put money into his Roth IRA. So we're hoping to max that out this year. He's about $2,000 shy, so it'll be closer to the end of the year, but you are able to put into your Roth IRA until tax day, so April 15th or something. But we're trying to finish them by the end of the year. So his has $4,981.91, which is perfect. He's got $8 in cash. And then his is going to look very similar to mine because we're married, but slightly different. So $2,200 in VOO, $200 in SPY, which is not featured on my list, $500 in VIG, $600 in his target date fund, $1,000 in VTI, $100 in VDC, and $100 in Coke. So he did some research and likes SPY, so he asked if I would put some in there, and so I did. As much as I handle the finances, I do want him to feel like this is his portfolio. So sometimes he'll come to me and say, hey, I like this thing, invest in it, and I invest in it. It's not a hard thing to do. This week specifically, we put in that $250. We always get the same amount. Of course, that'll be changing when I fully max my Roth this year, but for right now, we always split it down the middle and we get the same amount. And then I bought 100 of VOO, 150 of VIT, and then he got a dividend as well from VDC. This is more the amount that I'm used to on a dividend. It's 52 cents. But as you can see, it did not automatically reinvest, which means I need to go look at the settings on his account and just make sure that we change those to be invested. So last but not least, it's not listed here because it's on kind of its own separate thing. But my husband does have a 401k. I've been talking to you guys about how to incorporate that into this video, if there's any way to do that without giving too much away. So it's not going to give a lot of information, but here it is. So his total balance is $1,700, but that is a 3-year vest time. So we're going to ignore that because it is possible my husband leaves his job before the 3 years are up. And so we're just going to look at that vested balance because that is money that's ours that we could take, which is $1,182.97. And then I thought it was interesting. I put on the right here his actual contributions versus his employer's. So unfortunately, my husband's employer only matches up to 4%. So we are meeting the match. I think that that's very important. If you have a 401k with your employer, please meet the match. And so my husband has put in $1,100. The extra $82 that you see in the vested balance would be the growth from that over the past couple months. And then the employer, invested about $600. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. I didn't actually know how much the 4% was. I just filled in to match it. So it looks like it's about $100 a week, I think. Which is not bad. So that is that. People were asking about it, so I wanted to put it in, and I found a way to do that. So in great news for our Transfer Tuesdays, if you have any news about anything you did this week, please let us know in the comments. I would love to hear about your financial goals and what you've been working on. It doesn't have to be financial, by the way. If you have another goal in life that you're working on, please let me know. I got the job. So I've been interviewing for a job for about a month and a half now with the company that I've been a contract for. And I did it. I got it. It's quite the pay raise. I am now joining the company, so I'll have benefits, PTO, things like that. And I get a 401k. I need to look up exactly what the match is. I think it's 6% and then 0.5% up to 8%. Which is really good. It's double, right? What my husband's is. His is only 4%. So we're going to be signing up for that next week, I believe. Nothing in the budget is going to change probably until a month from now, because I do want the first paycheck to come in. It is bi-monthly, so it'll come in not the first week I work, but the week after that. So I want that first paycheck to come in so that I know realistically the amount I'm budgeting with. I don't want to do it off theoretical numbers. And so we'll make a new budget, and it's so exciting. And we'll have another account to add to these Transfer Tuesday videos. So I hope you all are having a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.